Okay, so today we are here, the second part of our Monday Mastermind series, to talk all about your person. Who are you here to serve? Because we're all here to serve different people. They can look similar, but at the end of the day, we're all going to have different things that we talk about. And that's going to attract different people for each of us. So today we're going to talk about how to figure out exactly what your person is and who they look like and who it is that you are specifically here to serve. So I sent you guys this Canva link to find these notes about your person, and we're going to kind of like use this to walk through today. This is more like a mastermind, so it's going to be a little bit more I mean, they're all masterminds, but this one's going to be a little bit more interactive. So that's why I sent these earlier, so that, you know, if you wanted to print them or not. So the first really important thing for figuring out who your person is kind of like figuring out who you are. What are you on social media to do? What are you on social media to post about? What are your passions? What do you really like to draw attention to? So those are like the things that are going to start bringing your person in. So start like thinking about your pillars. Your social media pillars are going to be the 3 to 5 things that your page is going to focus mainly on. So for some people, they like to focus on animals and oils. For other people, they like to focus on cooking. Obviously, I like to do more of the witchy stuff. And we'll talk about how I broke down my pillars in a minute. But just thinking about the things that you are really drawn to. And these things don't even have to be physical things. I know a lot of people, part of their pillar is like personal development. They really love to grow their mindset and figure out how to just be a better person. So they have people come join that journey with them, and they all listen to podcasts together and do like self-help books together. And like so it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It can be an idea that you want to, like, so a lot of people are freedom fighters. They like to post a lot about freedom and that kind of stuff, and that's their niche. A lot of people talk about mental health and mood, and that's their niche. You know what I'm saying? So it does not have to be something tangible. However, I like to personally have tangible things in my pillar just because I'm a tangible person. So like, and we all use things in this world. So I like talking about things. If you do, then make that part of your pillar too. So just think about things that you're interested in. What do you like to research and learn about? What are the things that you spend all night Googling? What is the kind of stuff that'll throw you down a like 5-hour research rabbit hole? Like, these are the things that you want to talk about, because these are the things you're passionate about. And leading with your passion, leading with what you like to do, will set you apart from different people. There's so many people doing Young Living. There's so many people doing network marketing online, right? Like, you go on Instagram in any hashtag, and it's hard to like not be sold to. So, you know, like, your page, although it should have oils on it, although you should be very transparent about the fact, hello, I'm a Young Living brand partner, I like to, you know, build community on here. Should be very transparent about that, but your page doesn't have to be all oils. It can, you know, just focusing on what you're passionate about and what you like to talk about and what you like to do will bring people in and make them interested in you. People are not going to automatically be interested in oils. I found it's very rare to find somebody who, you know, right off the bat is like interested in oils. It's easier to find people that are interested in the things that you're interested in. I like to do full moon circles and new moon circles and talk about the moon with other people. So I invite people to that and invite them to join in with me, and they'll, you know, they'll come hang out with in a full moon circle or a new moon circle or whatever. We'll talk for a little bit, and then that's how they become interested in oils. They're not necessarily interested in that first. They're interested first in building a relationship with you and getting to know you. So like thinking about things like that. What are your hobbies? What do you like to discuss? What makes you, like, the things that make you, what make you you? So that's like what we're going to start like thinking about that in a minute, like the specific things that we like to talk about. If you have like your sheet that in front of you, you can just jot down a few things like very quickly that you think you like, that you think, well, you want to have part of your social media pillars. And then another thing to do, so this is like an extracurricular assignment or extra credit assignment, whatever. But something I highly recommend doing, I do this weekly. I try to if I don't post in a week, sometimes I don't post for a whole week, so I can't do it. But when I have a good week of posting, this is what I like to do. I like to go through my Instagram page and look at all of my social media posts, right? All the posts that I've made. Which ones of those got the most engagement? Which ones of those got the most likes and the most comments? And the most comments that were like actual meat and potato comments, not just people like commenting an emoji or commenting, oh, super cute. Like, you know, what are posts that are drawing in a conversation? Look at those posts, take note of that, take note of the type of post it was. So was it a reel? Was it a IGTV? Was it just a static post on your feed, a picture post? What was it that you posted that got that kind of engagement, the media type? Then what was the topic of that post? What were you talking about? Read your caption over again. Were you asking very good introspective questions that made people think and want to share their thoughts about it? Were you talking about different like spells that you were doing that week and people were really curious about how you actually went about it and did it, kind of thing? So thinking about those kinds of posts, and like where your value was the best received, then take note of that. That might be something you want to focus on a little bit more in your pillars versus other things, because like that's bringing in the attraction. Obviously you don't want to overshadow anything. You want to have a really healthy balance. You want people to like know that you're about something, but not be like only one itty bitty thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in a box. But think about like the kind of post that was, and then put a 20-minute timer on. Go to every single person's page who commented on your post or maybe liked it, that you resonate with. Sometimes likes are just bots, but if you find like a page where you saw somebody liked your post and you go to their page and you really like the content that they're posting, go and engage on their stuff. Send them a message, comment on a few of their posts, add some value to their feed, so that, or their page, so that they're being shown on your feed a little bit more, or that you're being shown on their feed a little bit more. So just doing that. And then you can, some people like to write lists of like the actual people themselves. I do have a list of people that I focus on, but I'm like getting a little bit better with the whole list system. So right now I don't put lists of who like comments on my posts and whatnot, but I have lists of people who I focus on. But you can make a list on everybody who commented on your post and that you want to like focus on them, and just like the type of interaction that you had with them maybe, but just being very mindful of the types of posts that are getting a lot of engagement, what you're saying in those posts, the kind of attitude and the vibe that you're giving off when you post those kinds of posts. So just thinking about that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to move to like this. There's a blank page, and at the top of it, it just said list your social media pillars and note how you can add value to this, add your own value to this topic. So I'm going to go through my social media pillars so you get an idea of what this looks like. And then I would love for you to write some of your own. And if you want to share, you can share what your pillars are. If not, we'll move and talk about the next thing. But anyway, okay. So my social media pillars. My first one, I think this is very obvious, is astrology. And then the way that I broke this down is I put the name of the thing, and then I listed all the different ways that I could add value to that specific topic. So for astrology, I can talk about transits, like what's actually going on up in the sky, like who is where and what is causing this world to be so crazy, right? Let's talk about those kinds of things. So talk about transits, what I'm learning. So like when I start learning more about like astrocartography, or learning more about different house systems and stuff like that, teaching people as I go is a really great way to just create engagement and just honestly just have content off of bettering my own self. So then encouragement for different signs. Sometimes I'll feel led to like write a few like thoughts about like a certain season that we're going through. Like the other day I posted a whole thing about a couple of thoughts that I was having about Scorpio season and how like truly transformative this specific Scorpio season seems to be. encouragement for like, you know, just different signs in general. If like the moon is in Capricorn and it's like very heavily afflicted, you know, a lot of heavy Capricorn placements might be feeling down in the dumps that day. So posting specific encouragement for them too, based on transits, doing things like that. That's like how I want to incorporate astrology into my feed. Then my other pillar is homeschool, what we're working on, thoughts from a homeschool mom. I feel like a lot of people like ask me specifically what I think about being a homeschool mom. So I like to post about that. I also like to post about our why, and I try to post their why or our whys. We have several reasons why we homeschool, but I try to post one of those at least once or twice a month because they get a lot of engagement. People love to talk about their why as well. So it's a really good way to create community and just like a conversation on my feed just by sharing like my own, like, hey, I homeschool because I didn't want my kids to be in public school since, you know, my big dude is a little too much like his mom, and I didn't think he would do well in homeschool. I mean, in a public school, you know. So posting things like that, you know, like creates a conversation, but I'm also able to share what I want to share about, you know, my experience as being a homeschool mom.
No, not that.
What do you need?
Did you need my goldfish? Can I have some chips?
No, we don't have any chips. So
what do we have?
We have goldfish.
That's really it.
Yeah, that's really it. So you can bring me back the goldfish bag, or you could just chill for a little bit, and after mommy finishes this, I'll make a different snack, okay? Okay, so another thing that I like to talk about for homeschool is like how we're customizing our education to fit our needs. Like today, we're trying a whole new schedule. Like you see, I have my schedule right here. And this is the literal block of time that I scheduled, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I scheduled 2 hours in our homeschool day for me to sit down and work. Right. So, and I shared about that this morning. I went on my stories and I was like, look, this is our new schedule. This is what we're going to do. And I've been sharing the flow throughout the day so far. And that's like a way that I've been creating community. I have people replying to the story that I posted. The schedule, I have people replying to that being like, wow, that's a really good idea. I never thought about writing it out like that, you know, and just sharing things like that is making community. Yeah, Mary Ellen, you need to block time. And you also need a schedule. Now I'm a pro at making schedules, so I can do one for you. No, don't trust me with your time management. Anyway, we're all learning how to do this together. So that's like a way that I'm incorporating homeschool onto my page, right? Spirituality is another one of my pillars. Talking about God, talking about my relationship with the goddess, thoughts about deconstructing from evangelicalism. Like those posts, when I start, like I did a post a little bit ago, like, hey, I feel robbed in Christianity because I was never allowed to have a relationship with the divine feminine, but clearly there is a divine feminine. So why can't I like have a relationship with her, kind of thing? And that post got a lot of engagement. And I had people like messaging me for days talking about that post and talking about how they resonated so much with, you know, that feeling of being robbed and not being able to like express truly who they are. And all I was doing was literally writing my thoughts down on a paper. It was therapeutic for me because I was able to get out what I needed to get out, and I'm sharing what I want to share about. But then I have people who resonate with it and who've had this similar experience and will come to me and be like, look, I did this too, like kind of thing, or I feel this way too. And it's like a really beautiful way when you start posting super genuinely and like how you really feel. It's really amazing how people are receptive towards that. Another couple of things for spirituality that I could talk about is like different cards that I'm working with, tarot decks, oracle decks, the dice that I like to do. They're super fun and they get a lot of engagement. And spell work, how to do different spells, what spells I'm doing, kind of thing. So then recently, a pillar that I've added on has been business. So talking more about running a biz with kids at home, how like to stand out amongst the crowd. I've been being more honest about my specific MLM story and how I was with a different company before. And I didn't get any support from that company. I literally met with an upline one time and she told me that I just have to like sign up like 50 people to create my downline revenue. And I was like, okay, that's not practical advice, but cool. And then how when I started Young Living, I was burned by my own upline and like trying to rebuild after that. So talking about these things and being just very, again, honest and leading with integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like not bringing anybody under a bus, not like, trying to bring negativity onto my page, but being very transparent about my experience. And it's made people like really resonate with that. I had somebody who was burned by her or by her upline in a different LLM and decided to join with me and was doing the business with me. So it's like really cool when you start, again, sharing your genuine story and like the things that you genuinely like. People are receptive towards that. And when you see who's receptive towards it, you'll figure out more who your person is. And then another thing I've been talking a lot about with my business is setting boundaries, how I work as being a mom and, being chronically ill and all the things that I deal with while running a business. It's also helped people gain some perspective into like what network marketing is and like specifically Young Living, like what Young Living is, and being more transparent about the business. I've found a lot of people like to hear that kind of content from me, which I never thought I was going to be one of those like leaders from Young Living who like talked about their business online. I used to like keep the business stuff under wraps, and then I started posting about it like once or twice, and people really liked it, and I was like, but like, is this really what I'm being called to post about? Okay. Oh, it's very, very, very intimidating. So then my last pillar that I talk about is wellness. Obviously, I love to talk about wellness. And in that whole wellness category, I have mental health. Mental health used to be a whole pillar for me. But now when I sat down and I reevaluated this, I personally like to reevaluate this once every I did this maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So I'll probably like every half a year, I'll kind of like come and reevaluate, make sure that this is what I love to post about still. Do you want a Ningsha? You want a Ningsha, little stinky mans? But I like to talk about mental health used to be its own pillar, and I used to talk about that as its own separate thing. But now I am just going to jumble that in with wellness because I feel like my page is moving in such a manner that I can't focus solely on mental health, and I want to post more about different things. So I actually feel like a weight off of my shoulders now that I've moved it. You got a green. Now that I moved it to being part of a different pillar. But those are the other things. My wellness pillar is like my chronic illness, coping with my chronic pain, and then how I keep my kiddos healthy and prevent my kind of issues with them. So that is my social media pillars. I want to take like literally like 5 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes. If you could just list your social media pillars. Later you could go through and like, write about how kind of value you're going to add, but like write really quickly what's coming to mind for you. What are the 3 to 5 things that come to mind when I say like post specifically about a couple of things? What are those things that come first to your mind? And then we'll share. Okay. Does anybody want to share like what their pillars, like what they're thinking they want to use their pillars to be?
So I'll share.
Okay.
Mary Ellen first and then Megan.
Okay. Sorry, Megan. I kind of recently went through this whole like niching down process, and what I came up with was home birthing, homesteading, homeschooling, and homemaking. And then parenthood like falls in under all of that, which is, I would say, my sub niche, if that makes sense, my niche.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, those are mine.
It's like all homey, like that hygiene kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Megan, what are yours?
So I've been on this journey for the last 3 months trying to figure that out. I stopped posting and stopped being online for about 2 months over the summer, 2.5 months. I had about 400 followers, 500 followers. I came back after my husband's grandfather died, and I had no clue. Like it like everything changed really quick within 3 months on Instagram. And when I first started this journey like 2 years ago, it was all about deck reviews and quotes, and I really didn't know where I was going with it. But within the last month, I have gained about 80 followers.
Nice.
And I've been trying to figure out what they like, what they don't like, posting this, posting that, figuring out what they like. But mine's like about majority of what they love is like that I grew up in the South, that I'm Southern Baptist, my mental health. Like for some reason, they just love that dark shadow work kind of. That's a big thing on mine, is that they just love that. But it's like right now I'm just in that point of like trying to figure out what they like, what they don't like, and like I'll have one post, like it'll be like 35 likes, and the other one will be like 6 likes, and it just goes back and forth or whatever. But like you said, like actually when people are like commenting, liking, going to their page, seeing what they're about, commenting, engaging, going back and forth. I've been really running hard for the last month and a half with this. So, but yeah, about 70, 80 followers this last month.
That's actually really awesome that you got that much growth just from like posting.
Well, when I first started the Instagram, I got 400 followers, 500 followers within 4 months.
Oh, wow.
3 months.
Oh, wow.
And then I take breaks, and then I take like 2 breaks, and it's just hard to come back because it's like things move so quick on Instagram, and you're just like, what do they like, what do they not like, and you're constantly changing your formula, and
Here, bread.
So that's where I'm at right now, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work and everything.
Bread. Yeah, that's a big part of it too. And I think like when you go to other people's pages and like kind of check out what they're all about, it'll help you almost niche a little further. Sorry, I muted myself. But like what people like from you, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go to their page and you like see what they're posting themselves or like in their stories themselves, it'll be a little easier to like figure out exactly what you're supposed to be speaking into. However, you don't have to like just dictate your social media based on what other people want from you. I think that's like a really harmful like rabbit hole to fall down, because at the end of the day, your social media is a place for you to come and show up authentically and show up as yourself. You have bread. Go get your bread. You threw it. Oh, okay. Well, then I can't. Oh, okay. You want a candy corn? Okay. But I think that'll help to just kind of figure out exactly like what people are responding to, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Be able to like figure out what they're posting themselves. Here.
I just want to make sure everybody's enjoying their time on there, and I'm enjoying my time. I don't want to post something that's just like Like whatever,
No, but as long as you're enjoying your time, that's really it. It doesn't matter. Even if the post makes somebody go, ugh, but
Yeah.
as long as you enjoy it and you like it, that's all that matters at the end. Really, truly, at the end of the day. And your people will you'll find them. And next week we're going to talk about how to specifically find your community. You'll learn how to find them, but they will also just find you based on posting. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about. What, you want to take this off? Okay, off. All right, go. All done. You want to take your pants off? Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was, what does your person look like? And I mean, some people know their niche so specifically down to the way that they dress, the way that they talk, the way they do their hair, kind of thing. I don't think we need to niche down that far today. I just really wanted to talk about who it is that you're looking to serve, or who it is you're looking to communicate with and create community with. So on these 2 pages, I have a couple of 8 questions, and we're going to go through them together. I'm going to do this too. I specifically left this part blank on my own notes because I haven't done this in a minute and I want to do it again. But just trying to figure out exactly what your person looks like. So the first question I have on here is, what gender is the person that you're here to serve? And we'll do all the questions and then we'll go around and share the answers. So what gender is it, the person that you're here to serve? Okay. Question 2. What is their age range? You want paper and a crayon or peppers? Okay, go ahead, peppers. Peppers. So the third question, what is their relationship status? No, they're for you and Dexter. It's for you too. You want to color? You have oranges in there too. Ooh, oranges. Okay, you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. Okay, the third question is, the fourth question, sorry. What are some passions that they have? Okay. The fifth question is, do they have kids? Then where do they hang out? And then the seventh question is, are they introverted or extroverted? And the last question is, what can you add to their life?
Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Oh. I get it twice. I get it twice. I get it twice. Twice. Twice.
Okay. I'm going to share my answers first, and then I'm going to call out Megan. Megan will share her answers next because Mary Ellen shared her answers first. The other one.
I'm like, okay.
Okay, so that's gonna
It's
work.
very diplomatic of you.
That's not gonna work. Okay. All right. So for me, what gender is the person that I'm here to serve? I say women mostly, but honestly, it really doesn't matter at this point. I feel like I just attract women being a woman. But I also do have like a bit, honestly, I didn't want to put this because I didn't know if that's like, whatever, but I feel like I attract a lot of people in the LGBTQIA community. That's kind of where I like to hang out. And it works for me. So usually women, but it doesn't really matter. Their age range is older than me. Nobody is ever my age. I have signed up one person who is my age. That's it. So they're always older than me. What that range is, I don't really know yet. You want the blue? Take the blue. Ooh, go show Dexter your blue. Go show Dexter. Go show him. So then what is their relationship status? They're in a committed relationship, not necessarily married, but like in a committed relationship. What are some passions that they have? Spiritual growth, homeschooling, interested in astrology, and they probably like Jesus. That tends to be like the kind of vibe I give them. But then do they have kids? That's not really applicable anymore for the kind of niche that I'm in, but they probably do. So then where do they hang out? Where can I find them? In moon circles, in the woods, spiritual hashtags, or probably in the bathroom as they hide from their kids. Yeah, I do that quite often. And that's where I do a lot of my scrolling, so that's probably where they are too. So then are they introverted or extroverted? They are introverted, but they have a desire to be extroverted. So like that's like very specific, but it's very specific for what I'm looking for. And then so what can I add to their life? Community, astrology knowledge, empowerment through mentorship, like business mentorship if they want it, education, and solidarity on this crazy motherhood journey. So those are my answers. Megan, do you want to share yours?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay, so what gender is the person you're here to serve? I would say, honestly, both. Because I have everybody on there. LGBTQ, everyone on there. What is their age range? I have a lot of, surprisingly, I have a lot of elderly. I have a lot of younger, like teenagers. I have young adults, what is a relationship status? I have a lot of single ladies and single men on there. Most of their passions are like, of course, the craft, nature, bookworms. There are a lot of I have a lot of people that are in college that are going for degrees and stuff. Surprisingly, I don't have a lot of them with kids, unless they have like grandchildren that they talk about, or they hang out. Mostly, honestly, they're always in the woods, always out in nature, and they're mostly extroverted. I might have a couple that are introverted, but not a lot. And what can I add to their life? A lot of what I preach on, I don't like that word. A lot of what I say on there is like, self-love. I talk about mental health a lot, knowing yourself, loving yourself, that kind of jazz. So that's, I mean, I just want to help people.
I love that. That's
And
really
then be there with people. I just love helping people. You know, I was in the medical field, and now I'm just going towards, you know, reading tarot cards and maybe reading astrology at some point if I can even wrap my head around it. We'll get there by the grace of God and Lena. But yeah, at some point, and maybe a psychology degree at some point. But yeah, that's what my questions are, answers.
I love those answers. Those are so good. I think they fit you very well.
That's not.
I don't know. It's just this is how he is. He
Get a
also-
haircut.
yeah, I gave him a haircut today, and I texted Jack. I'm like, good news. I cut Scott's hair, and it's out of his eyes. Bad news. He kind of looks dumb. So, maybe. You know what? My goal was to get it out of his eyes and like long before Christmas, so that his hair will fall in before Christmas, and he won't look like this for Christmas. So, I think my mission was accomplished there. Anyway, oh, I'm sorry. I hit you on the oven. Okay, and Mary Ellen, what are the answers to your questions?
Okay, so I have female, probably age 25 to 45-ish. I mean, just kind of that age range, I guess. I don't know that I have a lot to offer teenagers, and I don't know that people who are empty nesters or whose kids are older would be really interested in what I'm doing either. So, I have as their relationship status motherhood, because I feel like that is a relationship status. Whether they're in like a actual committed relationship or married or not, like just being a mom itself is a relationship. As far as like their interests, I have kids, nature, being outside, homemaking, so like cooking and baking. Yes, to kids. I said that they're probably introverts. I don't know why I just assumed that they're introverts. Hey, go play, please. Thank you. As for like where they hang out, they hang out at home because they've created a wonderful space, or they're outside on trails. And as far as like what they can gain from me, I have like solidarity, ideas for homeschooling, recipes, like home tips, that sort of stuff.
It's not break, it's cut, so you can eat it. I love those, and I think that you really, the value that you really do offer is like a lot of like homeschooling. I mean, like I personally, I will look at your page to figure out like different activities to do with Scott, like ways to make the day more manageable with him. So I think that's just a really like great piece of value that your page specifically offers. Here, Dexter, you want this pop? Here. Because I just have this piece right now. So I really love that that's how you're moving your page, and I just think that as you keep going and like keep offering value, as you keep offering value with those kinds of things, people really see it. I also like when you do like things like the fire cider. That's when you first said like, oh, homeschool, homestead, all of that stuff. The fire cider was the first thing I thought about. So like, you know, I think it's cool. I think it's all cool. But
I've never had that. I really want to try it.
I want to try it too.
Wait, what's
It's disgusting, but hey, it's good for you. So
Is it?
yeah,
Apple cider vinegar.
I mean it's like really spicy.
What is it?
So it's like horseradish, jalapenos, lemons, ginger, garlic, onions,
That's what it is.
and you like cover it up with apple cider vinegar,
Yeah.
and then you let it sit
Ew.
for weeks so it can all get juicy in there, and then you strain it out and add local honey to it. Like really good for your immune system. I can't drink it straight. I don't know how people do that, but I've used it to like put in my bone broth or to make like a salad dressing with.
Salad dressing with fire cider.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea. I've never
Yeah.
seen anybody doing that. That needs to be a post on your feed.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. Okay, let me stop recording this.